Welcome to the weekly dose, your weekly dose of what matters. Real conversation, real opinions that shape the Africans, especially the youth African. If you are one of the people that is at the age of 16 to 24 or 35, then this platform is for you. The weekly dose, as you know, we speak about the culture, we speak about everything that happened throughout the week, and also we talk about real conversation, real ideas, and also we are shaping the culture. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about something that is very impactful, something that we as the youth we need to really talk about, and it's very impactful and unique for us as young people to really talk about such. So, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about how to survive a depression, anxiety, and stress at the higher institutions. We all know, we have seen there's a lot of high numbers of people, especially young people, that experience a lot of depression, anxiety, and stress, especially at the higher institutions. This is very impactful, and we need to really talk about it as young people just to hear what you guys think. And also, I would like to also thank our very our chillers, our doses, our doses on the platform, especially the 13 people that are always checked in and logged in on our channel, seeing everything that we are dropping each and every day, and also every Friday. We also thank you for that. We really appreciate your love, and thanks for always checking in and liking and also subscribing and commenting. So, one of the reasons why today I decided to drop this episode is because I've seen that we have a crisis of young people, especially at the higher institutions, where like most people feel like they are alone. Some people feel lost, some people don't know what to do, or they feel like they have no one to talk to, which this can also lead to depression, anxiety, and stress. I will start with depression. When you're at the higher institutions, you are mostly isolated from your family, and also your friends, because if you are going to university, you would find that the university that you are going to is at the different province, different country. So that means you're going to be isolated from physically with your friends or your family or your loved ones. So how depression starts, or let me start by saying depression, from my view or my opinion, is that depression is when you feel like, when you're isolated and you feel like no one cares, and you feel like you have done everything but nothing is working out. That's you being depressed, because now you feel like there's nothing that you can do, or no one can come save you, or no one can really be at your place, or no one can actually understand what your core problem is. And at that time when you feel depressed, you are mostly to be isolated. If you are someone who always has a huge cycle, or you have a lot of friends, or all people are always taking up on you, when you're depressed, at that moment no one will really reach out, and like depression will hit you hard, because you are used to talking to people, you are used to people calling you, you are used to being around people. Now since you're depressed, you are by yourself, and it's you against your thoughts. And then we're gonna talk about anxiety. Anxiety, you having being conscious about something. When you have anxiety, it's like you have been fear. In the simple conscious, anxiety has to do with fear. It's like you wanna do something, but you are anxious if whatever that you wanna do will work out. So that's you having anxiety, because now you are anxious, you're having fear, you don't know if what you wanna do will work out. So now you are having anxiety. Yeah. And stress is overthinking about something. You have something that you're worried about, when you have something that you're experiencing and you want to know what's gonna happen, or you want to know what happened. It's you being worried, or being conscious to know what will happen. You are now going to experience stress, because now you in your mind is what yourself, and you want to actually, you're questioning everything and want to find an exact answer. You end up being stressed. So now, since I did break down all these three concepts. So now we need to talk about How does people at the higher institutions or students at the higher institutions experience all these? So one of the things that when most of the people that go to university for first time, or even if you're not going for first time, most of the people they get to worry about their future. Okay, I'm starting this and that, but will I get a job? Okay, I have been preparing for this test. Will I pass? Okay, since I got these marks, some of these things can really lead to the concept that I mentioned, and especially at the higher institutions, everyone has problems at the university. I'm speaking because I spoke with a lot of people, and I've never spoken with anyone and find out that they don't have problems. At the university, it's a place where like you might have a problem and you think you have problems until you talk to the next person and then you hear that actually they also have problems. It's like everyone has problems in this space. Some people don't really talk about their problems. Some people do actually talk about their problems. And for those who really talk about their problems, I feel like those people are very strong and we need that kind of motive to actually have the gut to talk about our own problems. Because if you don't talk about your problems, then it's a problem on its own. Because if you're facing something or you're going through something and you don't talk about it, then you're going to create something in yourself, in yourself, like with your thoughts, with how you think, with how you perceive, yeah, with how you see life. So most of the students at the higher institutions they experience depression because of marks, because of their worry about their future, they're worried that if they fail, they are failing their family, their parents, and all that. You find that some of the students, like myself, find that the students are like the first one in their family to higher institutions to university and you're experiencing something, obviously you're going to be worried that am I failing my future? Am I failing my parents? It's like you wanna do everything to make sure you don't fail. And one thing that we don't know as young people is that failing is part of life and it's a lesson. No one has ever done it without failing. Even Elon Musk started it failed. There's even people where like they were testing it and everything just broke down. So everyone has to fail. But we as the young people, we really like need a guidance or some sort of people that really talk to us and be like, yo, it's okay to fail. If you fail, you just need to see what went wrong and make sure you work on it so that on your next move or in your next project or whatever that you're going to be doing, you don't make the same mistakes. But people at the age of 16 to 24 to 35, we don't really know that. We feel like if we fail now, it's over. And if you check the reality is that when you're at the age of 16, 24, and 35, when you're still at the youth level, we still have a chance to make mistakes and refine and rectify and make sure we do better. But we are so scared to take risks. We are so scared to make these mistakes. Uh, I remember I was also, I think I can say I was depressed. I'm not sure if that's really depression, but I feel like I was depressed. There was this other time where like, I was not doing well on my marks. And, for first time, I'm actually doing Afrikaans. So this is my first time learning about Afrikaans. So I got 50 from one of my assignments and I was so stressed that I can ask myself that did I really fail or am I failing my future or what does this mean? I was so anxious, I was so worried. But something in me told me that no, man, since now I got 50, but on my next assignment, I must make sure I don't get 50. And now, since I got these marks, what can I do better so the next time I know that I can fix these mistakes? So I feel like at the higher institutions, life is very, very hard, especially for young people. Like if you don't really have people to talk to or you don't have any space where like you can be at, and be able to speak out where you go for. Life can be very hard. And one of the fundamental things that we also need to highlight is that having depression or stress or anxiety, it can be only caused by academics and all that, but also by personal problems. That also leads to depression, anxiety, and stress. And this is one of the problems that we have, as a youth and as a country and also globally. So, because even if you can check the statistics, people that really experience it are like this is everyone. And I'm so obsessed to know actually what is the cause of this thing. Like, because we lose people because of this thing. Some people experience, people commit suicide every day because of anxiety, because of stress, because of depression. And I'm so obsessed to actually know what causes this. Like, I'm also like so obsessed to know that if the people of the generations of 70s, 60s, 80s, and 60s and 50s and all that, like the people back then, did they also experience what we are experiencing at this generation? Or like, is it us that go through this? Because I feel like as time goes, everything changes. Because one of the things that we must also understand is that we are now living in a digital world where like, everything's digital. And one thing that I realized is that people now live according to what they see on social media. We live according to the trends. We do things according to the trends. on our dating lives. Like people date according to what is trending, you know. As a man, you must have a certain things or a certain appearance or a certain way of doing things. As a girl, you must have a certain way of, you know, that's social media, you know, that's not the initial of how life is, you know. So I feel like social media has a huge part on how we're supposed to be at, you know. I feel like people that don't have social media have a better life, you know, because they don't know what's out there, you know. You find that social media, on my view, I feel like it's too noisy because there's a lot of things that's happening there, especially with TikTok, Facebook, and all that. It's too noisy, you know. You take a lot of content every day, and one thing that we don't really understand is that the content that we take every day, you know, it has an impact in our lives also. We have a problem and we have a crisis as the young people, you know. So one thing that I feel like I've seen about depression and anxiety and all that is that even the people that when we look at them and we think they're doing well, they also experience the same thing. So one of the things that I feel like we need to do is to make sure we work to find what causes these things, you know, because I feel like we can get rid of, you know, if we don't really take much of the content, if we really like people, if like people really meditate, you know, just to focus on themselves and their mind, just to know where you are strong at, your strongest point, your weakest point, you know, and like being able to spend much time with yourself, so that even if like these thoughts come or these ideas come, you already know how to deal with yourself. And like, even if you're stressed, even if you're depressed, but if these ideas are coming into you, you know how to say, yo, no, I can't do that, because now you've trained your mind to be strong. Now you have trained yourself to be strong. You know, we also have to like have our own open space where like we can talk about how we feel, how we see things. I know podcast, because podcast, you just come and you speak your mind and thoughts. You know, no one has to tell you what to say, what to do. You just speak yourself, and somehow people will find you and be like, you know what, I really like to listen to what the guy has to say, because you know I feel like I'm connected to a person, you know. So I feel like in a space where like we can really talk about how we feel safely. So not things like that, what do people think, you know, just you being yourself. So I feel like we really need that stage. So hope you guys, if you have been watching until at this moment, I would like to thank you, because if you really listen throughout the conversation, I'm sure by now you have gained something, and you will see life differently, and you will try to do better, to meditate, make sure that you deal with your situation differently. You know, you don't really let it escalate to a higher level. You know, so I would like to clap hands for you, and you know, I'm proud of you for sticking this long, because that shows that you are really committed and you want to do and you want to make changes in your life. So for that, I would like to really say I'm really proud of you, and you know, in weekly talks, like I said, we speak about real opinions, real ideas, real conversations that everyone experiences, especially young Africans, you know. So if you want to know what's happening, or if you want to stay alert with what we should do as the young people, as the subscription button, make sure you like, make sure you comment. And with me, OG Flexer, as your host, I will be seeing you on the next episode, you know. I will make sure that on the next episode, also bringing more ideas, bringing more opinions, bringing more concepts that we are going to bring on the weekly dose. Make sure you hit subscription, make sure you comment, make sure you follow us on all other social platforms. This is me signing up, and I might say I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone that really watched the channel, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be so consistent. We wouldn't be, you know, wouldn't be here. So, and also we want to thank the 80 people that really come to our channel and consistently so to interact with our content. So we'll see you on the next episode. Stay tuned and make sure you come back to see what concept we are breaking down in the next episode. Signing out.